Hello and welcome to part 2 of how I tie my scarves and do my head wraps, whichever name you want to call it. So the first thing is, if you click on the link above, you'll see just the different things that I put underneath my scarf to keep it secure or to add more volume. I don't want to go into too much detail on this video about that. So this is more for those that don't have hair or have shorter hair. So right here, I have this little thing, which I talked about in the previous video, and I just plop it on my head, and it's Velcro in the back, and I tighten it, right? And then it's important, it's covering my ear, so I'm gonna pull my ear out this way, and then I shift it back, because when I tie it, I don't want this black part to show. Now, since I don't have any edges or anything to pull out, I don't pull it too far back, right? So right here, and I'm gonna tell you now, I don't know the length of the scarf. It's just the typical scarves that you would find in like this accessory section of most stores. So as you can see, it's a pretty large scarf. So what I normally do, and I prefer to get them a little bit bigger, because I typically just take it and fold it in half lengthwise. So as you can see, just fold it in half lengthwise, and I hope you're following. Be patient with me, this is my first tutorial. Okay, so we fold it in half and kind of smooth it out as much as possible, and it's even on both sides. So after I do that, let me shake it out a little bit, kind of have to play around, get it as neat as possible. Once I have it, fold it evenly on both sides, I take it, grab either end, works, and then I just put it in the back right here and hold both ends out like this. So it is, try to make it even on both sides. So what I normally do now is just try to cover this part, make sure the back is totally covered, right? And then I just take one half first, so I kind of hold the other one in my hand, this half, and then I turn it around, and you can drop this now, and just keep on going. So I'm using the base as my guide. And then right here I have a little bit left, so I just tuck it under. Then right here, the remaining side, and I'm looking over here because I have a mirror in front of me, is I use in the view, little view thing, and the camera is not working. So anyway, so I take this remaining part and I just wrap it around, right? And I'm not necessarily like the neatest tire, and that's not my goal. And actually, if you get scarves with pattern on it, it doesn't have to be like super perfect. So I just wrap it around. Let me make sure you see. So I take this and I just wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around, wrap it around until you can't wrap anymore. And then I just find any section here and I just tuck it in. So just find wherever it can fit, and you tuck it in, and any loose ends that you may see, you tuck it in, right? And I'm gonna tell you, each time that I tie it, it may look different depending on the size of the scarf, but voila. And if it's too far up and you have edges to play with, you can push it back a little bit more. But again, this really works well for me because of my thing underneath. It keeps it secure and it gives it volume. So I don't know if you can see this. Let me bring the camera in a little bit closer. All right, so here is the finished product right here. So it has a little side tilt, and you know, again, each time it may look different. And let me turn around, show you the back. May not be the neatest. You can kind of smooth it out and everything is covered. And that is number one. And for, as I mentioned in the other video, you can, if you don't want to buy the volumizer that I just used, same effect if you just take the scarf and just a regular scarf, roll it up in a ball, as I mentioned in my previous video, and get the rubber band, put it on the scarf, and instant volumizer for you. Plop it on your head and just do the same technique that I just did. I prefer the other one because sometimes this can shift around and it just makes things easier. I don't know, so it's just to me worth investing in a volumizer, and if you so, you can make your own. So anyway, but if you don't want to, this is also an option. Plop this on top of your head. All right, now on to number 2. Okay, so for this next option, it's not going to be something with a lot of volume. So for those days where I just want something that's a little bit flatter, I just put this on right here, which keeps the scarf secure and keeps it from slipping. And I'm going to be using a thinner scarf. And same process again, as you can see, pretty much the same size as the other one, but it is a thinner scarf. So I'm just going to take it and fold it in half, just like I did. If I could figure it out where it goes. Okay, I was a little bit confused. So I'm gonna take the same process, fold it in half, fold the scarf in half. Let me go ahead and do that. Hold it up so you can see. So it's folded in half right here. Okay, and then what I'm going to do is just take it, and the creased end is going to face forward. So the open end is in the back, and then the creased part is in the front. So I hope I'm explaining that correctly. So again, put it up front. Let me come a little closer. Hello. And then try to get it even on both sides. So as opposed to starting at the back, I'm starting at the front with this one. So what I do is I take it and I try to keep it even on both sides. So once I take it, let's slip this back a little bit, and you turn around to the back, kind of crisscross right here. Hope you can see it. And I don't tie it in the back because I feel like sometimes I can get uncomfortable, a little bit tight. But if you don't mind, you can go ahead and tie it, loop it in the back and tie it. That's totally your preference, but I prefer not to. So I'm just gonna take it and do like kind of an X, and then take this side around. Right here, and just kind of take it around the front, neatly around the front, and then I go around to the back and I tuck the little part that's left right here. I just tuck it under. Okay, I normally don't use pins or anything to secure my scarf. So right here, and then I take this remaining part and I just wrap it around neatly. Okay, and you could either come right here or go up here. And I'm looking in my mirror because this is kind of awkward. So let me see. So I just take it and I just wrap it around and I go up top for this one. But you can go on bottom depending on what look you want. And then I take it all the way around in the back and I just, again, find somewhere to tuck it in. Maybe not the neatest job, but you know, whatever. And that's it. And this is the end results. And sometimes, you know, you may have to play around with it a little bit, but again, play around with it. And I don't do my scarves too tight because I just don't want to be uncomfortable. Like, I'm wearing it all day, and who has time for it to be super uncomfortable? So here it is, and this is look number 2, just more of a rounded look. And this actually is probably my go-to look right here. It takes me under a minute to do it most mornings. So here we go. Look number 2. And if you have here, you don't have to put something underneath. so for the third one, I'll put my little thing on again to secure it, and it's the same scarf. I mean, same idea of I folded my scarf in half already. So, you know, I always do that. And then I'm gonna take this, put it around my head, try to make it even on both sides in terms of the length. And then what I'm going to do here is I'm going to not tie it, but I'm going to start to twist the two together, like a two-strand twist, not a braid because it's not 3 pieces, just a two-strand twist, right? And then I'm gonna keep on going with this one. And this is a little bit of a more bold look, at least to me. So what I can do is, let me scoot in a little bit. So I have it like right here. Then I just braid it over. And this is just if you want more of a different look. And the scarf has to be long enough, obviously, to be able to go the entire length of your hair. And then I just tuck it underneath in the back. Find somewhere to tuck it in the back. Here, I'm just tucking it in the back. Okay, and then I'm going to play around with it a little bit. And this is more of like a crowned look. This honestly is not something that I do often because I just feel like it's just, you know, a little bit too bold for me. But this is more like, again, if I just want something a little bit more like, ooh, you know, it seems like a fan almost on top of your head. But if you are into like the bolder look, as you see, I have the tassels here on this scarf. So I probably would recommend doing this with a scarf that doesn't have the tassel on it. But if you are into the bold looks, then, okay, this tassel is not working. You get the point though. Then this is definitely for you. All right, so for this next one, put my little secure thing on, or you could put a little hat on if you don't have any hair. Same deal, take the scarf, fold it in half like I've been doing. The crease side right here in the front. And then what I'm going to do is take it in the back, do the X again, and then I'm going to take this part around like this. Okay? Just neatly around, go around, and then I'm going to tuck it in the back. And don't worry if you don't get it perfect initially, because you're going to follow up with this other part. So here we are, everything is tucked in, and again, I don't use pin or anything like that. I did that before, it wasn't a good situation. So anyway, this last part, what I'm going to do is just take it and roll it like this, and it just gives this look a little bit of a, I guess, spunk, if you will. So just the roped look, I guess we could call this a rope look, right? So similar to the last one, but we're just rolling this around, and I'm just twisting it to make it more like a rope. And I just take this right here, the remaining part, you kind of have to play around with it, and I just tuck it in, right? And you may have to go back and keep on tucking until you get it just right. Right, so don't know how neat that is in the back, but I think you get the point. So it kind of has like a little slanted look with the rope, and if you want, you could have, you know, do the rope straight across. Totally up to you how you want to do it, but this is just, again, another fun one to do and super, super simple. Now on to the final one. Again, putting on my little thing. Had to get the scarf. And same idea, I've already folded the scarf in half. And right here, I'm going to start from the back. So I go right here. And then we gotta make sure this is all covered. Take right here, and now I am going to tie this in the front. So I just take the scarf, let me make sure you can see. Tie this in the front. Hope you can see it. So it is tied, and once it's tied, I just take both of them and do like a twist. Twist both together. And this is a fun one. And I just, so once it's twisted, both pieces are twisted together, I just take it and I just wrap it around. We just wrap. And this is like a jersey knit like fabric. So I just keep on going until there's no more, and I just tuck. Tuck it right here. You can kind of play around with it some more. And let me show you the back and the front. And you could make it higher if you would like. You know, some people make the, I guess, what is it, the top part a little bit bigger for more volume, but this is just fine. So we're going out running errands, this one works. And you know, you can pull it to the side, or you could pull it to the back. So I hope you found all of these videos that I did on how to tie your head wrap or scarf very helpful. And I just want to say, like, I know personally just the struggle of not having hair but still wanting to feel stylish, but perhaps not wanting to wear a wig all the time. Like, I totally get it, and I think that just gives you, having scarves or head wraps just give you a great option. I would say step outside of your comfort zone, play a little bit with, you know, the patterns. I know when I first started, I would stick with just like solid colors, but with time, I just started playing with the patterns, and it just made, you know, just a different, it just spices up any outfit. So I want to encourage you to just give it a try. And I bought most of the scarves from Ross. I've gotten some at, what is it, Walmart. I've even bought some at the dollar store. So, you know, just look in any department there. I know that you could also find something like at TJ Maxx or Marshall's. There's no reason to go and get like a whole bunch of expensive fabric. Honestly, most of my scarves are under $10. So yeah, I just hope that this was helpful for you in some way. And if you are struggling in any way with hair loss, I just want to encourage you to know that you are beyond your hair. And I'm saying this from a person with not much hair at all, so I'm not just throwing it out there as a cliche, but I really want you to understand that God made you absolutely beautiful. And I know the deep pains that come with not having hair, but don't let that rob you of your joy, and just really understand that there is a lot more to you than just your hair. So be encouraged, and again, just know that you are beautiful, and truly beauty begins from within. So all right, again, hope that this was an encouragement. I hope that this was helpful for you in some way. All right, you be blessed.